All right, welcome back, Millville Foodies. And before you do anything, you already know I need you to stop what you're doing and hit the like and subscribe button if you're not a part of this community. Also hit the notification button, which is the little bell button in the corner, to get all notifications when I put up brand new videos. Okay, you don't want to miss what's coming out of Neilville. And I'm also on TikTok. You can look me up, Jaywana Neil. We are posting things on TikTok that I don't have on my YouTube channel. So to get into it, the other day I did a roasted turkey, and so I was trying to figure out what to do with the leftovers, and so we decided to make a roasted turkey pot pie. And so what I did, I poured all the meat that was left on the turkey, and we cut and diced it up. And I would say it's about 6 cups of turkey. I am going to be doing 2 deep dish pies. So about 6 cups of roasted turkey. We have our cans of mixed vegetable melody. I have an extra can of diced potatoes, even though there are potatoes in those mixed vegetables. I like potatoes, so I wanted to add more. We have 1 family size of cream of celery and 1 small cream of chicken. And we also have our pie crust. So let's just get into it. So the first thing we want to do is kind of warm everything up. Get our seasonings on our turkey, which is Szechuan seasoning. I did some garlic salt. I really didn't want garlic salt. I wanted garlic powder, but I couldn't find it. So we did a little bit of garlic salt because the Szechuan already has salt in it, but it still wasn't over salty, thank God. We're also adding onion powder in our mix. And I will say, guys, if you want to use fresh vegetables, you can. But I'm trying to show you a quick and easy way that is still delicious and still, real hearty, because we got all this turkey. Now I only use 2 cans of that vegetable mix. I've made these pot pies in my containers before, so I kind of knew what everything, how many cans I was going to need it. So, definitely those pans that I have are like 8.5 inches, and they're deep. So this is enough for 2 of those deep dish pot pies. I would not use a regular pie shell, because you can use you can get the pre-made pie shells and use that as well. But I would definitely get deep dish, because this is a hearty meal and you don't want very little meat, and you don't want a little bit of filling in that pie. So definitely use deep dish. And so we added 2 cans of vegetables. We also added an extra can of potatoes in there. And so now we're adding a large can. That's the family size of our cream of celery. And I wasn't sure if I was going to need the cream of chicken, but after I mixed everything around, I decided that I will need that small can of cream of chicken, and it was perfect. Now, I do want to say, if you're only going to be making 1 deep dish, definitely only use half of the ingredients that I'm using, like 3 cups of chicken, 1 can of vegetables. If you wanted to add more potatoes, I would still probably add all of them, but instead of that large can, I would use 2 small cans. I would use 1 cream of celery, a small can, and 1 small can of cream of chicken. And so now what we're doing, we're adding that extra cream of chicken, because as you see, a pot pie is supposed to be really creamy, and you want that creamy texture in your pot pie. And so as we get that mixed in, what we want to do is kind of put this on like a medium to a medium low. We don't want it to overcook, because veggies, because they're in the can, if you overcook it, it'll be mushy. So we just want to warm it through, because we're going to be putting it in the oven and it'll finish cooking. And so now on to our next step. Now let me go ahead and warn you guys right now. Listen, I don't decorate food, okay? I just cook it and make it good. So if the way I'm putting these pie crust and pie shells in my containers and on top, listen, don't come for me, okay? I didn't go to school for that, okay? I'm not a cake artist. I don't do all of that. So we just gonna cook it, and then y'all just gonna bear with me as we place these pie shells inside of these containers. So the first is pretty easy. You just take your pie shell and you're just fitting it to your pie pan. Now guys, listen, some people take and go ahead and they'll put their pie shells in the oven and let them cook a little bit. You don't have to do that with this, okay? I didn't grease those pans either. I just put the pie shell in both, and then we start filling both of those with our filling. And you really want to have cold pie shells. Your crust needs to be cold. Because you don't want your crust to cook faster than your filling can get hot, and then your crust end up burning. So you want to have cold pie shells, and I promise you'll see at the end how those pie crusts under the bottom actually got crispy as well. And so now you want to take your second pie shell and put it on top of your pot pie. Now the ends, of course, you'll have extra on the ends, honey. You can just fold that. Like I told you before, honey, I didn't go to school to decorate nothing. Do you hear me? So just pray for me, okay? And so what we're doing now, we're just kind of pushing our pie, because we don't want, the only opening we want is what we're cutting on top. We want all of that sealed around that pie pan, okay guys? And so we put our little holes in it, and then we got 1 egg and a little bit of water, and we egg washed our pie shells. Please, don't forget this step, guys. Please don't forget this step, because if you forget this step, your pie crust will not come out the golden pretty brown. It'll come out dull looking, okay? But this egg wash is going to help it look good. I did add more holes to this one, and I stuck this in the oven for 30 minutes on 425. My oven was preheated. 30 minutes for 425, and that's the other one. And see, y'all see how that's bubbling? That's how you know it's done, because your filling bubbles and it's ready to go. And so now we're going to cut this open, and I like to take that extra pie crust on the side, because I love the crust in my pot pies. So I'm going to show you what the bottom of this pie shell looks like, because also, like I said, you don't have to spray the bottom. You don't have to put it in the oven to let it cook first. You don't have to do that. All you got to do is place it in there cold, and boom, y'all see it's still crispy. Now it's juicy now because the filling has ran through it, but it was still crust and flaky, even the bottom of the pot pie. And if anybody know me, honey, I love crust on anything. Extra crust, honey. Peach cobbler, pies, just give me the crust, all right? And so this is, guys, this is it. This is so easy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to taste it so bad, but it was so hot, but I did end up tasting it. Y'all, when I tell you the flaky crust, the ingredients, you know, y'all, subscribe to this channel, share this video. This is the easiest pot pie you will ever make, and it's delicious. Marie Callender, who? Girl, I love me some Marie Callender, but honey, she ain't got nothing when it come out your own kitchen.